You are live. Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order, 6 p.m. This is the April meeting of the Austin City Parks Board. Recognition of guests, we don't have any. Review the March minutes, you have them in front of you. Any questions, corrections, changes? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve.
I'll do it.
Smith, and then Coomer seconds, and the vote is 3-0.
3-0.
Okay, great. Okay, review claims. I swear, they write these so that they want me to go absolutely start leaving blind on them, but I think I got them. Broadway, 5145 for a laboratory faucet set and a gasket, galvanized gasket. 5165. Then a couple, 3 for Mano. Let me try and go through these here, see as good as I can get them. Mano treatment for growth, algae growth, I think, was $245.95. Pump, a third pump, $136.98, and algae was, so I got them reversed. The other one was for duckweed. Algae was $136.98, and I've got one here back. God, 6 months ago, we voted to have 3 bench back panels redone, if you recall. One of them was Jimmy Hales, 2 was the Roten family for the reverse cells, and the third one, which the supplier paid for, was misspelling John. He misspelled John. So he has sent me an invoice. His quote was $150 each for 3, $450. And shipping via FedEx is $235 for a total of $685. What took him so long? Because I probably was in contact with him monthly at least. He's down in Fort Payne, Alabama, and his facility got virtually destroyed twice in both of those big storms. So it took him forever. So those are the claims. I'll entertain a motion to approve those.
I'll do it.
Smith is on the roll. Coomer. And vote 3-0.
So the 245.95 was for the pump, and then the 136 was for the algae growth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got them backwards. Vote 3-0. Okay. Old business, Spicertown Park update, none, and I'll be as honest as I always am. I reached out to the person doing that job a week and a half ago. I'm gonna get right on it, weather permitting. Well, last week was 4 beautiful days. This week is gonna be 4 or 5 more beautiful days, so he's 90% done, and I told him, when you get ready to do what you're going to do, call me and I'll show you what I did to help you out taking things apart, putting them back together. He's got the post for the zip line, he says. So I'm trying to be patient with him. Broadway Park, the cement for the benches and the lights has been done. It's probably 90% done, quite honestly. He does have a few little things to do, but he's not going to give us what he doesn't. He's got a couple of forms to knock down and a lot of dirt to pick up where he cleaned out the dirt into it. And he's also has told me he's going to take out the trunk of that big tree that fell. We had a huge tree fell 3 weeks ago. But when he does it, he gets paid. So I hope he's going to get on it. I don't know if we covered this. We got all of the telephone pole borders out. The rock is down, thanks to Shane and his crew. They did a good job. And I got a question, Shane. Did you guys dig out that huge stump at the entrance?
I got about 75%.
Well, you got one of them completely out.
Yeah, I got one out,
well,
yeah.
I know.
Working on the other, but we couldn't get it all the way. I gotta do some shredding and.
When the supplier the contractor for Duke took that out. They said that was the biggest tree they had ever cut out.
Yeah, I heard.
They had to go get a special 36-inch bar chainsaw to cut it. They said the biggest.
Yeah.
So, okay, the shelter houses are open, people are renting it left and right. Doing good. A Mano Park update, the pumps are in. It's been treated for both, algae and duckweed. So things are moving along there. Scott County Youth Baseball Softball Program update. We just got the schedule today. They've scheduled 20 games over a 6-week period. They don't start till Wednesday. So we'll see how it goes and flows. That we anticipate it being slow, but that kind of shocked me. They are scheduled no T-ball games, and they've got 20 T-ball teams. I don't know how they're playing. So, okay. Update on publicity items. Mr. John has, I think he's handed out to you all a sketch. Take over, John. Go ahead. Please do.
So,
you can tell what you wrote better than I can.
First piece, we talked about creating a virtual footprint. So, more than just one social media platform, more than just one or two avenues of approach, because quite frankly, there's quite a few different groups in the community that use the park, and we want to use the park. So looking at several different, TikTok, Facebook, WhatsApp, some of these the younger ones that my daughter has explained to me about. So creating one single source of content, but putting it on these different platforms has been a learning curve for me, because there's a lot of, I didn't realize it, but all these things do things differently. So like WhatsApp just leaves something on there for a couple of minutes, whereas you can put something on Facebook or TikTok and stay there forever. But putting this all together to where there's a streamline of information coming from one single source. Now, the single source is going to come from content created by myself, and also some of the teens from the local high school, and also from the Youth Grant Making Council. Some of them have
is the Grant Writing Council? Is that what it is?
The Grant Making Council.
Grant Making.
Yeah. So a lot of these younger folks are going to school me on what needs to happen, and then I'll just kind of make sure that things are appropriate as they need to be.
The only thing we need to do, excellent, is we need to figure out in conjunction with the people that the city has on contract, Extol.
Oh yeah.
To tie at least the links from the city website into that.
That's good.
Because
yeah,
they do all that. So it's Extol is who they are.
So anyways, what we're looking at is looking between April and October, highlighting different aspects of the parks. We're looking at starting out with walking trails. We're going to interview some of the walkers that frequent the trails, and then also kind of explain the walking trail over there by me in Spicertown, the walking trail over there by the main park, and some of the aspects of that. And then, talking to some of the folks that use it, and some of the, the things that, they really enjoy. And we're going to post those interviews. And then in May, we're going to do a review of the baseball. So just kind of doing, showing what what the county league does, showing what the Eagle squad does, different things like that. And then in June, we're going to highlight the shelter houses. Now, spectacle, as I understand it, is a way of saying kind of like just like they'll do a dance, and it's like a dance and a song, and kind of talking about some of the stuff that's going, that can be done at the shelter house, as kind of just a fun way to kind of elicit some discussion and talk amongst the younger crowd, and then quite frankly some of the older crowd as well. And then we'll go into July. We're going to highlight the playgrounds, and we're gonna interview some kids that kind of, play and enjoy it. Of course, we'll make sure that we have, parents' permission and everything like that. We're not just gonna find anything
Well, I
or
was thinking about
anybody.
tonight, if you and I have taken, FERPA training, you can't show.
Yeah, you gotta make sure that all the correct video releases have been signed, and everything's good with that. Same thing with the reading trails in August. We're going to highlight the fantastic reading trails that have, that all the parks have associated with them, and, kind of, see that from a perspective of the children who enjoy it and the parents that enjoy it as well. And then in September, we'll do pickleball. We'll do another spectacle where the teens, do what they do and they make it really fun. And then lastly, in October, young man named Jeff Smith, no relation,
Practices over there.
practices
every day of
over
his
day.
life.
And he absolutely loves it. And he has agreed to kind of, do an interview and every day. And he loves it. I've known him for years. He was in the National Guard with me, and he just absolutely loves it. And he's agreed to kind of do an interview for that, and what it means to him, what it means to some of the other folks in the community that he sees. I see him over there all the time playing with, even some of the kids that play high school basketball. Micah and them are over there all the time playing with him. So, just to interview him and be a part of that as well. So we're really running the gamut of the folks that, use it for all the different aspects, and then put that out there into all these different platforms. And then finally, and a little bit smaller of a piece right now, but hopefully larger as it goes on, is the movies in the park. I have 6 businesses right now that have
6.
Yeah, have in conversation have agreed, but I have to get things official before we can. But I mean, some of these folks, we're going to get it through. Now, there's some aspects. So the technical piece of getting the equipment that needs to be put in, that we need to use for it, which is not really that big, but it's going to be the screen, which is a blow up screen, and then the projector. But then there's also, I didn't realize this, some legal stuff that you have to, to show it in the public setting. You have to have all that set up. So a young man, Brandon Pauly, he used to work in the Scottsburg Visitor Bureau. He's kind of explained to me and schooled me on some of that. So I'm trying to kind of wrap myself around that. But we're going to have a lot more fleshed out over the time. I'm looking for probably about July set for the first movie in the park.
Great, fantastic. I have to applaud you for all your hard work in this area, because I would have never gotten around to it or figured out what I was even doing. Back in the day, when I say back in the day, 1973, 74, when I was in college, I was able to rent videos, and we showed them in the cafeteria and charged people for video. And it was just, I ordered, and they showed up, and we ran them.
That's what I thought.
Current movies,
Apparently, there's a whole thing that you got to do to make sure that licensing or whatever. I'm not really.
Brandon can do it.
Yeah, he knows all about it. I know that he kind of did the same thing at the courthouse square.
Yeah. Okay, great. Anything else?
That's it.
Oh, good job. Okay, some new business, and this is something, probably the most frequent and consistent request at Broadway, and it was our mistake. When we thrifted things, we had a lot of playground equipment in there, and we took out the swings, not realizing we were going to tear down the old swings. Not adult swings, bigger youth, because we have the small one and the handicap one. Now, I would like to just approach you all aboard with your all's permission for me to start exploring what it would cost. TAG playground equipment down in Pekin. I've had several conversations with them all around the whole playground equipment thing. They, last fall, seemed to be the most competitive and affordable. If you guys, I don't think we need a motion, I just want to make you know, let you know that I'm doing it, so it doesn't come as a surprise. I'll reach out to them, and if they aren't really attracted, but if my memory serves me, a standard set was like $3,000. And we could, I mean, putting in a swing set, the city to do that, dig 6 holes and pour some concrete. And it's down in, because when I was dealing with him, he says, I'll be right up. And him and his sales manager showed up at the park, because they were trying to sell me a lot more stuff.
Yeah.
But that was one of them. In fact, he wanted to do a package deal and stuff. But if I recall, it's affordable, and it is the number one thing everybody brings up to me, adults, kids,
Okay.
strangers. So I'll pursue that. Okay. Geese removal at Mano, something we've talked about for 5 years. But in preparation for this conversation, I've been up there 3 or 4 times. There's only 2 nuisance geese left. The rest of them either froze out, or we had 2 that was handicapped, had the wings broke. They're gone. But I've been up there 3 or 4 times. I don't know about you. There's only 2 geese up there.
They're nesting.
They're paired up right now.
They're nesting on the island too.
Yeah. But
So we wanna have some.
They're
But
paired up, that's what.
we need to wait and see, 2 wouldn't be worth, the way they do this, because I'd gotten a contract 5 years ago. They charge you a pretty good fee to come and do it, like, then it's $750 and $25 or $30 a goose. But we only got 2. And quite honestly, they have not used the bathroom one time on that walkway since I put those lights in. I put the solar lights in.
That's nice.
And I used to go over and there'd be 50 piles. I don't know, you guys were probably up there today. Did you see any?
No.
Never.
Uh-uh.
Never any. So let's kind of wait and see. We can't wait too long, because they can only do it during trapping season for geese, which starts early June through halfway through July. That's the only time of the year they can do it. And so let's kind of see, if they hatch any off or whatever. But I was shocked. Well, it ain't worth it for 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's another one, and this is, just trying to move forward with, can't stop doing stuff. And some of you all may recall, Shane wasn't involved, but, we were approached, they reached out to us about this fabulous grant to put in an exercise pavilion. And it was $250,000, outrageous. Well, people said, we really don't like that. We don't want to be on display. We don't want to be up here. That's why a lot of people don't go to exercise and stuff. And the why, they don't want to be, it's like, there are people with their spandex, working out, and here I am trying to get 100 pounds with my 400 off. They said, and this is where this started, maybe 6 or 7 years ago. Isla Gasway actually saw them up in Chicago and brought me pictures of them. Just putting in stationary exercise stations along the walking trail. When I say stationary, just steel ones that have metal things that you do your arms with, things that you do your legs with, things you lean back on. And they are in the $2,000-3,000 range. So I may look into that and start, since you did such a good job of panhandling, I'll go behind you and pick up the scraps. If we could put 4 or 5 of those in for $15,000-20,000, it would serve a great need and not be ridiculously outside. So I'll start reaching out to them again. I had the paperwork, I just didn't but it's old. They have some of them at Seymour, downtown. And over in Salem, they got a whole facility over there of them, and nobody ever uses it. It's right out from the middle school on the corner. Because people I do business, they said, yeah, we got one of those right down there. And they said, they're probably going to tear it down. I said, first off, there's no parking. It's on the corner. You can't park. And nobody ever, and I went over and it was like it had never been used. So, but it was like 10 stations all right together. So, okay. Next one, and this is probably for Shane so he can get to work. When do we want to open the splash pad?
I've got a lot of people asking me that, and, I don't know what, last year, what we did
Well, we didn't get it done till July.
Yeah, it
Broke
was,
it 3
it
times.
was late in the season, but,
Scottsburg does, 3 months, May 15th through August 15th.
yeah.
And that's when it's really nice and hot, school's getting ready to go out, and then, by August it's back at it. And not that we,
I'm good with that. I mean, usually pools, any pools or anything's, Memorial Day weekend.
yeah, but having
Labor Day
the
weekend.
15th, so are we good with maybe targeting the 15th? And me, you probably have to go up there and bring JD with us to figure out if it works.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, let's just do that.
okay, I don't think, and let people know.
Mid-May to,
Okay, okay, great. Next one, and this is, Shane and I was talking about this, and this is something we've talked about for years. The number 5 field, the Southwell field that had sod put on it 10 years ago, before I moved back here. It has limited the ability to use that field, so we wanted to take it off. And the mayor had a guy come up there and look at it last week, and he shot us a price to do it. I jokingly got out my billfold, I didn't take anything out of it. He gave us a good price, and he took it off as smooth as silk. I mean, I was amazed with the skid loader he did that. And now he's been up there all day trying to mix the existing conditioner with the dirt, and it looked great.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to get some field conditioner put in there, but they played on it the next day after it rained. I was up there and there was guys playing on it, boys. So, and what it does, it allows you to play everything from t-ball to softball to baseball to full high school baseball on it. So, just an update.
Yeah.
Another thing, and just give you a vending contract. When we did this grant, that one shelter house, the back side of it's got the 12-foot indention, that was to put in vending machines. I got a quote from All-Star Vending, which used to be John Coffee, and I think their contract was, they supplied virtually everything. We give them the utility and the facility, the space and electricity. They supply everything, they stock it, and we get 5% of the gross. Now, it's an elaborate contract. So last Thursday, I sent it to Josh Stickton, because he would have to approve it. So we're moving along on that. Okay. I got one here that I'm just sharing with you just so you know I shared it with you. I had to get your reaction. An acquaintance of mine has for sale a 19-foot giraffe and a 12-foot elephant. Fiberglass. They came from Columbus Football Golf Course. There's pictures of them. They're in good shape. And he reached out to me and said, "Are you interested in buying them before I move them to French Lick?" And I think, and the price for both of them was $3,300. And Shane looked them up. I really hesitate to say the guy's name. Chad will pass out.
Jeff Tracy.
But I don't know if we want to pursue it. We want to maybe try to get somebody to pay for it. They look nice. I've got color pictures. These are obviously black and white. But they were on their golf course. But we could put them on the golf courses or around in the walking trail, whatever. But I didn't want to not share this with you. You guys say, "Well, that was a beautiful, wonderful." So think about it. Noodle on it. Okay?
Tell that man's got everything.
Huh?
What are they made out of again?
Fiberglass, like our boat. Well, I was scared to death. How are you gonna move them concrete? Because they aren't that heavy. It's when they're made out of fiberglass. I said, okay. Makes a little more sense. Last thing I got is, and Shane, I'm joking. Not really. We gotta figure out how to get you on the call list of people wanting to know about the parks. I got 3 phone calls yesterday.
All you gotta tell them, just like what the mayor said though, is call City Hall.
But.
They got answer machines, they got problems.
So here's what the one of really in the importance was. And I want to share it with you guys because I want you all to either say yes or no. He is a minister. His church is at Salem, but he wants to come over here and hold an event. And I think he said the 18th of May, which scared me because, first off, that's a Monday, and second off, I was afraid they'd be playing ball up there. And they are, one game, but he didn't tell me what time or anything. Now, the question is, because he had already asked some ministers around here, he kind of set me up. We typically don't charge like Ginger Mullins and Juan Figueroa and Lisa Harold and them. We don't charge churches rent on the facility. So you guys want to waive the $50 or not? I told him I'd have to wait and talk to you guys.
What,
It's a,
do we know the minister?
No, Jacob Powell from the New Covenant called me first and said he's going to call you because he reached out to me for him first.
Okay.
And J-Ray stopped, but J-Ray stopped. So he called and said, be prepared, this guy's going to call you. His name's George. I said, okay.
Well, as long as someone can vouch for him.
Huh?
Here's my take on that, guys. I mean, it's to lift you guys, but local
I believe it.
stuff,
Yeah,
I would waive, but anything like that.
yeah, it makes me nervous because
And $50, so I'm going to say
some of these
just
folks get
that,
in there with their.
you know, we
signs and
support
stuff.
locals. It's not a lot of money, $50.
Yeah.
If that's a job, if that's a showstopper, then it wasn't much of a show.
Yeah, I just feel nervous about just any old folks coming
Yeah,
around.
because the thing Ginger Mullins does is ungodly outrageous. I mean, they do haircuts, give away clothes, give away food,
Yeah.
have huge food trucks up there, entertainment. And then Lisa Harold's thing,
Yeah.
for suicide prevention. Oh,
Well, we want that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I just always was afraid, some of these folks, I've seen them out there on right there at the stoplight, holding up signs and
Yeah.
stuff, and
that was
You
me.
know, that was you? Well, I got some issues with that, that's
Yeah.
good.
That's fine. Okay, so I'm just saying, you know, we do waive it for local entities. So, you know, we reserve it for $50, which is not a lot of money. Okay. That's all I have. You got anything, John, other than the fabulous information you gave us?
Not, there's more information to come, you guys will see something. It's supposed to be setting up that video this weekend,
Okay,
so we're
great.
shooting out.
I'll tell you this, the best time to find the walkers up there, the 10 people that came here, we recognized about 10 o'clock every morning, they all gather up and talk and walk.
Yeah,
I say, wish they'd do more of.
I was gonna spend, I have some, free time coming up, and I was gonna go on out there and,
What?
You know,
Free time?
orchestrate it.
I got
I
it.
don't know what that's like.
Now that my papooses are out doing their own, I'm no longer cool anymore, so once you become no longer cool, they don't really, you get a lot more time for yourself.
Okay, Chad, you got anything?
No, actually, I don't.
Okay, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I stuck with that.
So John is just getting so motion. Chad, would you like to second
Sure.
Yeah,
that? Everybody vote 3-0,
yep.
and we adjourned at 6:38. My God, the shortest meeting in history, Chad.
That's
What
the
is
way
it?
it's supposed to do it,
Yeah,
guys.
we get things done and get out of here so that way. I got it. You like to see Vanna White, I gotta see, my Jeopardy. I want to at least be there before double Jeopardy.
Oh, I watched Jeopardy. That guy that's running it right now. I don't know what his name is, but this is like his 16th one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it used to have,
Ken Jennings.
the participant.
Yeah.
See,
You're talking about the guy that's the current.
See,
Hold on to,